After 45 years of a life woven tightly with my husband's, I never imagined I'd feel like a ghost in my own world. But there I sat, in the front row of the modest chapel in our quiet suburban town, watching as my son, Dylan, and his wife, Sophia, orchestrated every detail of Victor's memorial service like I was invisible. "Mom, let us handle this," Dylan had said that morning, his tone laced with that patronizing edge he'd picked up lately. Sophia chimed in with her practiced nod, and a smile that never reached her eyes. I didn't argue, the fight had drained out of me. Victor had passed from a sudden cardiac event just 3 days prior, so abruptly that the reality still slipped through my fingers like sand. One instant, he was at the kitchen table with me, sketching plans for the wildflower meadow he dreamed of in the backyard come spring. The next, I discovered him slumped in the workshop, tools scattered around him. The chapel filled with familiar faces, Victor's longtime colleagues from the firm, our neighbors from the cul-de-sac, a smattering of cousins we rarely saw. They all gravitated to Dylan and Sophia, murmuring sympathies as if they were the bereaved survivors. I was merely Evelyn Harper, 70 now, an elderly figure to be coddled and kept at arm's length. "She's delicate these days," I overheard Sophia murmur to a well-wisher. "Dylan and I are managing it all for her." Delicate. The label stung sharper than any hollow platitude. Victor had never viewed me that way. To him, I was his anchor, his counterpart in every storm. Yet since Dylan wed Sophia 4 years back, a subtle shift had crept in, eroding the edges of our family dynamic. During the ceremony, oddities caught my eye. Dylan appeared more unburdened than heartbroken, fielding condolences with a cool detachment that verged on apathy. Sophia's eyes glistened with tears, but her poise struck me as rehearsed, like an actress hitting her marks.
Post-service, at the graveside in the cemetery adjoining our longtime home, the crowd reconvened for the casual reception Sophia had arranged. I claimed my worn armchair by the bay window, observing her flit about the space as if it were already hers. "Evelyn, why not lie down?" she suggested, pressing an unsolicited mug of herbal tea into my hands. "Today's been exhausting for you." "I'm comfortable here," I countered, though my words emerged feebler than I'd hoped. Dylan joined us, perching on the ottoman opposite. "Mom, Sophia and I discussed it. This place is too vast for you solo, especially after Dad's episode." A chill seeped into my veins. "What do you mean?" He glanced at Sophia, a silent signal passing between them. "There are upscale assisted living options nearby, secure spots with folks your age, social events." "I'm not moving to some facility," I snapped, a surge of resolve igniting within me. Sophia slid onto the cushion beside me, clasping my hand with cloying gentleness. "It's not like that, Evelyn. These are refined communities, and we'd pop bi-weekly." "This is my residence," I muttered, but their sympathetic stares chipped at my defenses. The exchange halted as the landline buzzed. Dylan rose to take it in the adjacent room. I caught fragments of his clipped reply. Returning, his face tightened. "Some guy from Dad's work. Insisted on speaking with you about documents." "What documents?" I pressed. "No clue. I said you're unavailable, they can deal through me." His dismissiveness irked me. "Dylan, your father dedicated decades to that company. If they seek me out, I deserve to know why." "Mom, skip the stress. We'll sort the bureaucracy." That evening, once the guests dispersed and Dylan with Sophia departed, I lingered on the edge of the queen-sized bed Victor and I had shared for decades. The silence amplified every echo of our history, now hollowed out. My mobile trilled, an unknown caller. "Mrs. Evelyn Harper," a deep voice inquired. "This is Reginald Hayes, your husband's superior at Apex Financial Partners." The name rang a bell. Victor had spoken of him with quiet admiration. "Mr. Hayes," I acknowledged. "My deepest condolences." Victor was invaluable to us, a pillar of integrity. "Appreciated," I whispered. A beat of hesitation, then his tone sharpened. Evelyn, I must meet with you promptly. There's critical information regarding Victor's final months. My pulse quickened. What sort? Not over the line. Visit my office tomorrow at 10. And please keep this from Dylan and Sophia. Victor insisted on that explicitly. Breath hitched in my throat. Why the secrecy? Just come. He directed me to confide solely in you if the worst occurred. The call ended, leaving me in shadows, phone clutched in quivering fingers. Victor had foreseen peril, bypassing our son and his wife. For the first time since his passing, I sensed his presence urging vigilance, not fragility. Darkness loomed, and I alone could illuminate it. Dawn brought resolve I'd long forgotten. Purpose sharpened my movements. I selected the charcoal dress Victor once praised for its poise and fortitude. Dylan rang early, his ritual since the service. Sleep okay, Mom? Sophia and I figured you might crash with us a while. I'm managing, dear, I said evenly. Actually, errands today. Silence stretched. Where to? Grocery run, out of my heart meds. I can fetch them. No need to venture out. I can manage the wheel. Not helpless yet. He exhaled audibly. Fine, but drive safe. Call if anything. The city loomed as I navigated traffic, knuckles white on the dash. Apex's headquarters soared 30 floors of sleek steel and glass, a monolith that always daunted me. Victor toiled on the 18th in risk assessment. The lobby attendant escorted me to the penthouse level, terra incognita for me. Reginald Hayes's suite exuded authority, panoramic vistas of the skyline, polished oak accents, an aura of command. Hayes, mid-50s with silvered temples and bespoke attire, rose at my entry, empathy etching his features. Mrs. Harper, grateful you came. Sit, please. I eased into the plush seat facing his desk, adrift in alien grandeur. Victor's contributions were exemplary, he commenced. 3 decades without blemish. Thank you, I replied, sensing prelude. He retrieved a hefty dossier from a lateral filing unit, sliding it my way. Evelyn, over his last half-year, Victor consulted me repeatedly with grave worries. The binder unfurled, stacks of reports, Victor's looping script on notepads, snaps of ledgers. Worries about? His gaze locked mine. Your kin. The room tilted. My family. Victor suspected Dylan and Sophia were pressuring him to alter his estate and accounts drastically. Comprehension lagged. Impossible. Dylan wouldn't. Evelyn, he interjected kindly, were you aware of their frequent drop-ins these past 10 months, timed when you were absent? They urged him to grant Dylan blanket authority over your assets and health choices upon his demise. I denied it instinctively, yet unease coiled low. He displayed a duplicated form, Victor's scrawled name, then struck through. This arrived here for months past. Victor claimed Dylan coerced him, framing it as safeguarding you from burdens. Scanning the header, I deciphered a durable power of attorney ceding Dylan dominion over our portfolio and my care if Victor faltered. He resisted, I noted. Precisely, sparking his alarm. Dylan's reaction soured. He accused Victor of self-interest, neglecting your welfare. Threads connected unwillingly, whispered huddles during their visits, sidelong looks. Further, Hayes proceeded, flipping sheets. Victor reported Sophia implying your cognition waned, repetitions, lapses. Absurd, I gasped. My faculties are sound. Victor affirmed it. Hence his records, Hayes affirmed, unveiling dated entries, dialogues logged, overtures catalogued. My spouse had chronicled a deliberate erosion of my autonomy, a ploy to seize reins. Why conceal from me? Tears welled unbidden. To spare you anxiety till confirmed. He prayed misjudgment. A sharp rap echoed. We pivoted, my breath seized at the intruders. Dylan and Sophia framed the threshold, faces blending shock and menace. Mom, Dylan uttered, voice edged unfamiliarly. Why here? Sophia advanced, smirk veiling calculation. Evelyn, we fretted when home was empty. No heads up. Hayes rose measuredly, rigidity coiling. Mr. Harper, Mrs. Harper, this is confidential between Evelyn and myself. Kindly depart. Sophia's chuckle rang hollow. Respectfully, Mr. Hayes, Evelyn's vulnerable post-victor. She requires familial oversight for weighty matters. Oversight? I echoed, ire flaring. At 70, I'm no toddler. Dylan's glance to Sophia mirrored funeral furtiveness, laden import. Naturally not, Mom, he soothed, infantilizing still. Merely shielding from opportunists amid sorrow. I eyed Hayes, stoic observer, then the sealed file, Pandora's trove. Reginald, I invoked boldly, a moment alone with them. He assented. Certainly. Nearby. Door shut, atmosphere thickened. Dylan eased, triumphant. Mom, whatever Hayes spun, grasped that vultures circle wealth. Wealth? I queried. Sophia claimed adjacency. Evelyn, dear, Victor's policy was substantial, plus home equity, nest egg. Predators target widows. Dread pooled. How'd you learn of the policy? Their shared flicker betrayed. Victor confided months back, Dylan hedged, discussing provisions for you. Curious, I drawled, he never breathed word to me. Tension tautened. Then, a rasp, unmistakable, intimate. We whipped toward the ensuite lavatory door, creaking ajar. A silhouette stepped forth, halting my world. Victor, my buried spouse of days, stood vital, gaze tender with remorse. Evelyn, he murmured. A cry escaped me, I think, vertigo assailed, Victor lunging to brace my slump. How? I stammered, palms framing his cheeks, verifying flesh. Sophia gasped, Dylan's curse sliced air. Victor steadied me, grip eternal. Forgive me, darling. Unavoidable ruse. Ruse 4. I queried, intuition dawning. His eyes steeled on them. To shield you from their scheme. Dylan rallied. Preposterous. Your deceased, service, certificate. Victor's arm encircled me protectively. Fabricated cert via compliant physician and mortician, favors called. Reginald orchestrated. Purpose. I breathed. Victor's tenderness returned, then accusation. I uncovered your plot. Sophia blanched. Clueless. He unearthed the dossier. These jogged memory. Spread, emails, texts, audio transcripts. Mom exhibits cognitive decline. Consider guardianship soon. If Dad endorses my drafts, optimal care assured. Victor intoned Dylan's script. My son paled. Kira concurs, expedite. Residence fetches $600,000, sans pension. I collapsed into seat, winded. They'd schemed my invalidation, appraising our legacy. Contextual, Dylan pleaded. Concern for Mom. Concern to dominate, Victor cut. Invalidate her, institutionalize, liquidate assets. Sophia bolted upright. Absurdity, Victor. Your charade's felony, forges, deceits. Guilty, he conceded evenly. Consequences await. But first, Evelyn learns your betrayal. He clasped my palms. Darling, 8 months they've ambushed me solo. Initial concern seemed genuine, soon, dialogues pivoted, you faltering mentally, demanding oversight, my refusal selfish. I confronted Dylan, my nursling of 37 years. True? Fleeting remorse, then steel. Mom, pressures mount. Sophia and I drown in liabilities. Verified, I sighed. Victor gripped firmer. Investigator revealed, Dylan's $200,000 wagering tab, Sophia's covert cards in your name, $15,000 owed. Cosmos reeled. My name. For accounts, Victor clarified gently. Sophia erupted. Cease, Victor. This farce concludes. Evelyn, depart, your spouse unhinged. I rooted firm. Clarity bloomed, visits, feigned solicitude, memory jabs, post-loss haste, all prelude to my undoing. I stay, I declared, voice resonant. You exit. Dylan's mask shattered, covetous alien. Victor aided my sofa perch as Reginald re-entered, water in hand, solemn. Dylan and Sophia loitered by egress, predatory. Evelyn, Victor knelt, more awaits. Cognition strained, resurrection, deception, filial treason, yet his gravity signaled nadir. More. Reginald unveiled glossies. Investigators captures, recent. Trembling, I lifted, Dylan casino-bound, high-stakes roulette, Sophia in luxe boutique, adorning opulent earrings. Dylan, Victor iced, justify $30,000 squandered nightly, post-mortgage please. Jaw set, silent. Sophia, that $5,000 bauble amid hardship. Her veneer cracked. Victor, misread. Replica. Tiffany facsimile. Reginald proffered invoice. Receipt, Evelyn Harper's card. Slapped anew. My identity for trinkets. Evelyn, Sophia cracked, pressures crushed. Dylan's tabs, bills, we borrowed briefly. Borrowed? Since 18 months, Victor documented. Cards opened fraudulently, $2,000 siphon savings, mail rerouted blind. Rerouted? Kira's aid resurfaced, Evelyn, finances bewilder, let me streamline bills. Victor swamped, ease your load. Worse looms, Victor darkened. How? He fixed Dylan. Enlighten her on Willowbrook's scheme. Dylan ashen. Nothing. Reginald activated recorder. Dylan's timbre boomed, Sophia, accelerate. Dad probes, Mom less pliable. Her reply, Willowbrook admin primed. Doc set. Falsies complete. Institutionalize Mom, flip property, boom market. Abyss yawned. Falsies. Tape rolled, Elijah snag. Elijah's interim issue. Victor halted, anguished. 2 weeks pre-death. Quiet entombed. Not long a hurdle, I echoed. Meaning, Dylan. Misheard, he deflected. Dad's hypertension stressed. Awaiting natural exit. Victor probed. Sophia advanced, raw. Realism, Victor. Evelyn needs aid, pre-plan. Pre-plan or hasten. Reginald tendered report. Patient, marked dementia onset, disarray, amnesia, bewilderment. Institutional eval urged. Fabrication, I husked. Dr. Ellis Grant, unknown. Sophia's MD, Victor revealed. $12,000 for perjury. I pierced Sophia, 5-year daughter. Bribed diagnosis of my madness. Evelyn, panic gleamed protection. From? I roared, empowered. Me? Dylan bellowed. Aging, Mom. Cognition fades, we discern unseen. Victor interposed. Evelyn's acute. You've psyoped her yearly, seeding doubt for plunder. Psyop? I queried. Reginald clarified, manipulation eroding self-trust. Victor elaborated, recall misplaced glasses, Sophia's memory slip quip. Nod. In her glove box, planted. Meds vanished, Dylan's forgetfulness. His trunk. Revelations cascaded, phantom wallet, aired schedules, phantom chats, all staged. Systematic sabotage for incompetence claim, Victor concluded. Why? I implored them, trusted duo. Kinship. Sophia's laugh soured. Kin. You hoard and sprawl while we scrape. Barriers since vows. Never sought aid, I faltered. Undesired, Dylan spat. Ours by right. Right? Legacy, he raged. Home, funds, yours till demise. Void engulfed. Sun lost eternally, exploiter tallying my end. Yet clarity reigned, no fog, no decay, merely orchestrated cruelty by intimates. Irrevocable shift. Ensuing weak blurred turmoil. Victor sequestered discreetly, Reginald navigated resurrection's tangles. Homeward, liberation supplanted captivity. Dylan and Sophia stormed Reginald's post-confront, stunned, wrathful. 48 hours silence, then doorstep ambush midweek. From parlor vantage, I spied Dylan's stubborn stride, boyhood defiance redux. Sophia trailed, tactical variance. I preempted chime. Mom, Dylan modulated. Evelyn, Sophia. Chill laced my reply. Entry. Sophia pleaded. Dialogue needed. Admitted, no seating, parlor, Joy's former hearth, now arena. Mom, Dylan launched, office fallout ways. Shorty of. Misapprehensions, Sophia soothed. Concerns genuine, intense pure. Pure as identity theft. I parried. Emergencies, Dylan hastened. Care costs, like earrings. Sophia exhaled. Error, Evelyn, strains immense. Dylan's loads, outlays. Not my yoke, I asserted, ease surprising. Dylan pivoted. Dad warps you. Fake demise. Unhinged. Protective against thieving heir. Not theft, Dylan thundered. Inherit imminent, we hasten necessity. Starkness stunned. Awaiting our ends for gain. Not phrased thus, Sophia grasped. Futures planned. Not falsified infirmity. She paled. Contingency, if required. Bought contingency. Dylan tousled hair, fraying. Paranoid now, Mom. Dad's delusions. Delusions like home sovereignty sans lunacy bid. No lunacy push, he roared. I seized receiver, dialing. What? Sophia queried. Victor, witness. No, Dylan urged, futile. Victor materialized promptly, anticipated. Entry spiked voltage. Dylan, Sophia, neutral. Dad, Dylan urged. Familial accord. Victor claimed cushion, hand mine. Proceed. Sophia perched, fragility feigned. Victor, optics dire but desperation drove. Elaborate, he invited. Dylan blurted, debt snowballed. Gaming folly, win quick illusion. Panic ensued. Plunder parents. Excess yours, Dylan yelled. Home oversized, we advanced bequest. Via invalidation. I challenged. Sophia teared artfully. No harm meant, Evelyn, care assured, debts cleared. Theft and confinement. Not facility, Dylan clarified. Willowbrook upscale, you'd thrive. Coerced. Acclamation, Sophia whispered. Quiet condemned monstrosity. Victor rose. Dylan, heed, you're excised. No contact, no access. Dylan surged. Impossible, son. Blood, Victor amended. Familia ended when convenience trumped us alive. Sophia rallied. Absurd. Evelyn, total severance. Kin spares, doesn't sabotage sanity, doesn't hasten demise for payout. Dylan glared novelly. Fine, Mom. Tired of feigning care, obstacles cleared. Blow landed, yet freed, affection, remorse, illusion vaporized. Depart, I commanded. Reclaim belongings, go. Eagerly, Dylan sneered. Battle looms, expose fraud, your incapacity. Victor's grin chilled. Try. Judge'll relish Falsey's plot. Panic dawned, no recourse. Ends now, I affirmed. Precisely. Their exit etched finality, sun severed. Grief absent, relief profound. Year plus, unbound. Half year on, porch sited in Willow Creek hamlet, 2 hours distant, I behold Victor seating lavender beds long craved. Relocated incognito, we embody retirees savoring twilight. Shift arduous, nights I stirred, querying choice. Severing Dylan akin limb loss, gangrenous though. Victor reaffirmed, darling, redeem not destroyer. Reginald streamlined legals, fines, service for Victor's ploy. Conspiracy evidence swayed bench. Elder exploitation rampant, jurist noted, but this orchestrated malice rare. Dylan and Sophia's counter crumbled, prosecutor eyed frauds, forgeries. They bore indictments, we none. Latter word, Dylan's 2-year supervised release for embezzlement, Sophia's license revoked. Split acrimonious, mutual recriminations. No triumph in ruin, closure, akin shelving fraught tome. Cul-de-sac man sold, memory minefield, oversized indeed. Proceeds funded Willow Creek cottage, plot for Victor's blooms, peak panoramas gifting dawns. Cleared their debts in our names, not obligation but fresh slate sands tethers. Regret Dylan's grasp. I quizzed Victor, joint meal prep. He paused slicing, eyes enamorous vintage, 47 years hence. Unclear, love. No longer ours to impart. Sternest tuition, 37 years, Dylan's joy my charge, adult, wed perpetual ward. Yet some trajectories parental proof. Truest affection, release. New bonds, neighbors Lila and Harlan hosted supper recent. Lila shared son's decade estrangement, addiction vortex. 8 attempts ensnared us, she said. Chose union, peace over victimhood. Tough. I ventured. Harlan clasped her. Life's crux. Also salvation. Validation, not solitary in extremity. This morn, Victor bed delivered brew, ritual reborn. Nightstand missive caught eye. This? Yesternights, from Dylan. Pulse faltered. Perused? Yours. Envelope lingered in grasp pre-unseal. Script evoked countless cards, content alien. Mom, loath to intrude but must confess. Sophia and I parted, she pinned on my vices, yet complexity deeper. Therapy probed entitlement, unearned claims. Near end I get it, why severance? No pardon sought, undeserved. If chance, I'll forge worthy self. Pass to Victor. Thoughts. Glimpse reform, he opined. Eloquence cheap. Your wish. None, I stated, resolute. Our path persists. Actions prove, absent, bloom sands. That eve, Victor gardened, I penned self-ward manifesto, guilt's emancipation. Dear 70 Evelyn, pardon profuse, love nigh ruinous, trust near sanity's theft, unconditional myth. Yet laud resilience, truth sighted, courage mobilized. Life elected over ease. Bedtime, mountain frame chamber, Victor queried, regrets. Total cut. Nay, instant. Missed cues sooner. My theatrics. Grin. Flamboyant, fruitful. Chuckle. Fruitful. Nocturnal hush. Oddest. I mused. Youthful vigor at 70, burden shed unknown. Hand intertwined dark. Self-life liberates. Neighbor Lila phoned midday. Evelyn, market jaunt Saturday, then bistro brunch. Join? Delighted, unhesitant. Year prior, Dylan Sophia consult propriety ponder. Now, joys yes unbound. Porch perched, tea steaming, Victor's tune watering herbs, epiphany, decades freest. Guilt gone, expectation free, justification needless for ill-wishers. Dylan right one, scant years left Victor mine. Ours holy, unagended love encircling. Freedom's pinnacle, bravery's stride unknown, severing even deepest bonds when affection blurs harm. Tonight, slumber deep, 2 years first, awakening wholly owned life.